Welcome guys to another StarCraft replay here sent in by the community, the SCPH community, StarCraft Philippines. So in there to support, and this is gonna be one for the boys. Gonna be all the way at the beach, Kings Cove LE. Look at this map, looks pretty freaking cool. But let's introduce our players first. On the top left, we got that red Terran. It's gonna be FalSe with a capital S, so maybe, just maybe an accusation or two might be in his repertoire. On the flip side, here, on the bottom right, we got xpadsf. I guess we'll just be calling him xpad. Interesting, might be a smurf. What a naming convention. Very creative. It's like you smash your head into the keyboard, and that was the show. So Kings Cove LE, and just looking at this map, I'm already in love. I love the aesthetic. Always great to see a beach. Always good to see a tropical island kind of deal. Expansion now being built though by xpad. Gonna be going for the economy first. He knows he has the time without any cheeky little cheeses. But FalSe, gonna be playing standard. It is gonna be barracks for the wall up on top of the ramp, protecting himself from some zerglings of course, and gonna allow the Terran to hide behind their buildings. Rocks are into play here for that second base as well, so you can go for a choke, or you can also break it to make a more open kind of attack. So FalSe now trying to get in position, gonna go for a second base. Of course the Terran a little behind the Zerg, only 300 minerals needed for that hatchery. Easier to just move on to another part. I always wondered when I was a kid, why was the hatchery the more, the cheaper option? But it is due to the fact that you do need those hatcheries to build up your units. It's pretty much all in. Without any hatcheries on the field, that's pretty much the show for any kind of Zerg. On the flip side, you can have a ninja barracks, you can have a ninja gateway anywhere and still produce units, provided you have the supply for it. So it's fair game in the first place. The second base though, coming on up here for FalSe. He has a Scouting Reaper, and here we go, just following along. Can we just center the camera on this thing? I don't think so. But yeah, FalSe just flying around, gonna get in position. We'll go for the harassment on the second base, but we already have 4 Zerglings into play. Now FalSe gonna slam his face into the rock. The Reaper trying to get away. Beautiful stutter step right now. 1-2 cha-cha. Do the Reaper tango. And it's gonna be xpad losing one of the Nibblers in this fight. That's the show right now. The Reaper unable to get in position, gonna go on the opposite side instead to the potential third, potential fourth, and he can just fly on up, I believe, up the cliff and harass the economy of the primary base. But xpad, already knowing this is coming, has a queen position, went for the Spore Larva to get more units out and about. The Overlords trying their best to crawl their way to get the scouting information that they need. And for now, this is going to be an orbital command here for FalSe. Going to be setting on up with these SCVs. So Mules going to be very important to up the ante, up the mineral production as much as they can. Here come a few more workers. And in the flip side, we got a tech lab, we got the barracks. So we'll be seeing all in here from either of these players. It seems like both of them are just trying to set on up for a longer kind of game. Creep tumors though are into play, and the creep spread very important for xpad to take dominion of the map. Can be really ugly though, an ugly day at the beach. It's like an oil slick, but even worse because it's made out of living material. Have you ever guys thought of like stepping on a creep and you think how gross it would be? Do you think creep can talk? Do you think creep can whisper at you at night if you try to fall asleep on it? Scary thoughts. But then layer tech now being built up here by xpad. Gonna be quick up the tech tree here, so maybe some hydralisks or some upgrades, maybe Aspire would be in the future of the blue Zerg as well. The Reaper though hampering the production, but it is just a pea shooter compared to the husk of the hatchery in the first place. On the flip side, good movement here for FalSe. He already puts up a small to wall by his ramp. The other ramp though is still open, and the Zerglings will decide to scout around, try to see what's there. No third yet for the Terran. Interesting to note, xpad a little slow with his tech. He's only getting metabolic boost right now by the 5-minute mark. It's still taking a while. The Zergling is going to be completely useless against the siege tank. A few Idols workers here for FalSe might be a little more efficient, but the Reaper now just shooting away at the drone might get the takedown. Movement with the cluster bomb to just bother them and the mineral line, and there's the first kill. Make that 2 for FalSe already. The Reaper now gonna get hampered. Here comes the Spine Crawler, forced on out by FalSe, so that is gonna be minerals used up by xpad. Even though he cancels it out, it's just gonna be half. So FalSe showing he is a lot quicker on the trigger figure, he is a lot quicker on the mouse, and even a lot quicker on the macro game. On the flip side, xpad just trying his best to play the economical advantage. Hydralisk did now into play. Well, it's gonna be a Nidus! It's gonna be a Nidus here for the Blue Zerg, so we will see the Screamers come on out from the other side. FalSe though already with the Banshee, and without any Spore Crawlers into play, without that know-how that the Banshee is there. Oh no, he's gonna spot this. xpad gonna see this Banshee. Will he respond in kind? Hydralisk then upgrades are being built. Does the Banshee have Cloak? Not yet, so it is gonna be a bombardment tool instead to try and help out the mech and their advance. The Overlord still floating along. Still no Spore Crawler. It's going to be very, very dangerous here for xpad, especially his third base completely unprotected. And now it is going to be Kenny Rogers trying to roast things down. The drones trying to get on out. Here comes the Roaches and the Lynx to try and get this around, but the Hellions of course doing a lot of damage. The Banshee's now into play, and here comes the free hit. Hallelujah, it's raining rockets. xpad forced to back on out. Now another cycle of units here, and the Hellions in a bad spot. Gonna get taken out, trying to transform out in front, and that's gonna be big hits from xpad. But now the Hellbats are quite tanky, and the Banshees again still uncontested, doing a lot of damage against those Roaches, and it should be cleanup here from FalSe on that third base. Now how will xpad respond? Here comes a scan already from FalSe. He knows he has the advantage. There is no base defense whatsoever here from xpad. And looking at the army supply, it is still the Blue Zerg in the lead. Trying to get back in formation. We have a Ravager morphed on up, looking for the Crucible. Not really gonna work on that. Gonna be a retreat here from FalSe. In the meantime, xpad still having all those Overlords around. Interesting to note though, xpad having these Overlords, yes, but at the same time, he's not really using the scouting information given by these stationary watchers for any kind of production base. No spores, no spines, no overseers whatsoever, just in case they have cloak. But it is what it is. A siege tank gets left behind, and xpad now gonna decide to go for the long journey. Interesting to note, he does have a Nidus network, but he isn't really going for any Nidus Worm attacks. Here to the top right, xpad goes, and it is gonna be the Banshee spotting this one out. The Hydra is getting free hit, one of them flaming on down, and the Banshee now wailing her way to hell. So FalSe getting in position, will try to hamper out this potential fourth base. Is this a patrol? What is the Banshee even doing? Just deciding to back on out. In the meantime, the Overlord gets spotted finally. Supply block here for the Blue Zerg, meaning no reinforcement wave for the next 30 seconds. Might be an opening for FalSe, but instead he's gonna back on out to his territory. xpad looking to have the bulk of the army all over here. Might be an all-in, as here comes the Blue Zerg with the push. Still trying to expand behind this though, but it doesn't have too many minerals for a reinforcement wave. Now, good approach from xpad, getting some really good damage. Gonna be hampering this third base, should take care of all the workers along the way. Now on the flip side, FalSe playing the Marines, one of the SCPs playing the hero, gonna get torn apart, and now the siege tank's able to transform, and that is gonna be the cannon screaming at them to get the hell out. So good hit there from FalSe, xpad doing some damage, and in the end, neither player committing way too much, able to scrounge up and save a few units. So the Blue Zerg on the outside still. Waiting on. The Zerglings out in front, just running away. And we do see the +1s now coming on the Terran's side of things. +1 on the attack for the Marines and the Marauders. We will see +1 on ship. Weapons, I believe, as well as infantry armor. So really, more utility here for the side of FalSe. It's ship something. It might be weapons, might be plating, I'm not too sure. But all I know is it does make the medivacs as well as the Banshees potentially better. Might be ship plating. Because, you know, if you have medivacs, you want them to stay alive a little longer. It is what it is. Here comes the bulk from FalSe. And the thing that's sad for xpad is he has this Nidus, he also has a Lurker Den, by the way. Beautiful creep spread with just tossing them all out, just hooping them with those queens. But now here comes the attack. We have a Spore Crawler into play, but honestly, the Medivacs just having really good positioning, trying to get away. So a surround looking to come. FalSe with the Marines on the right-hand side. The Siege Tanks, of course, gonna get torn apart, but this is big damage. Oh, the Siege Tank stays alive, and that is gonna be splash damage doing its magic. FalSe getting away with a little more damage than he should have. xpad not focusing down on the tanks. And here comes the Blue Zerg with a potential counter-attack, but FalSe already in position for another wave of attackers. The two armies looking to meet. xpad though, gonna be split up into three, and that is gonna be the middle part of the pack torn apart. FalSe looking really good with this, just able to scrounge up those kills for free. The Red Terran rather, gonna go for the push right now. We'll go on that third base again. So for xpad, things look pretty dire. His units aren't positioned, they are just being cycled right now. We have Zerglings and Hydralisks in production. A Baneling nest here for xpad as well. And it seems like the problem for the Blue Zerg is he's trying to diversify his portfolio way too much, but he's not investing at the right amount. Now the Banelings are trying to be morphed up, and this is gonna be a little bit of trouble, because here comes the Marines and the Marauders trying to get in position, licking those eggs. These Banelings, way too late for the party. A fatal mistake here for xpad. Oh, the hits come, but the Marauders do tank up most of it. The acid is completely gone, just washed away by the sins of the armor. And again, xpad not really being too efficient with this fight. Now, what can xpad do? Things look really, really grim here for the Blue Zerg. Where is the army? Non-existent. A third base now being built. Might go down. The Baneling nest all the way out in front. What is the tech even doing there? And the Siege Tank though, all alone, trying to play the hero, looking like a zero instead. The economy being starved from the Blue Zerg. And look at that, FalSe 2 times in the lead in terms of the economy. The Mules doing its magic. And now we do have the classic Billie Jean stutter step with the Marauder trying to play the base. This should be FalSe to take it at this rate, unless xpad can do something else. The Medivacs just really pocketing this one Marauder. The spines are coming from the queens, but honestly, it's just not enough. And even with all those claws, it is just gonna be a teething here from xpad. FalSe looking so dominant, cleaning up on those creep tumors. Gonna be cleaning up Manila Bay in this one, gonna be cleaning up the beach, and this should be Lilo instead having a good time in the afternoon, and this is gonna be FalSe taking the victory in that one. So again, xpad is wasting too much. The Nidus network never used, not using the Overlord information, not using the small advantages he has had, not grouping up his army, and in the end, just those mistakes from xpad, not taking advantage of what he knew and what he had, really cost him when he tried to play the 100% tech. On the flip side, FalSe doing pretty well. Good tech switches, changing things up, not overcommitting with his attacks, and in the end, it was the Red Terran with a more smooth kind of experience. So guys, I'm looking to clean up my backlog, so maybe expect the next few replays to come pretty quickly compared to the usual rate, like either one or two per day if I can. If not, it's gonna be once per day kind of deal. So expect that for the next 3 to 4 replays before I do have to take a break. But in the meantime, send your replays over at gamesarepool@gmail.com. It's gamesarepool with a P at gmail.com. Just tell me what replay that is. You guys can just describe it as well, and I'll see when I can cast your games. Here's hoping for more opportunities in StarCraft, and I'll see you guys in the next one.